Hello and welcome to today's broadcast. Thank you if you are joining us live, and as always, welcome if you are joining this on the rebroadcast as well. I always like to take a second to ask you to please hit that subscribe button on YouTube so that you will be notified when we do in fact go live or upload these videos as rebroadcast. And if you're joining us on Facebook, please take a second to hit that like button. There's also a default notification section that you can set up so that we alert you when we go live. And then the same thing on YouTube, there's that little bell icon. If you hit that, then you get notified as well. Today, we are going to talk about the fasting benefits of peri and menopausal women. I am going to be referencing a PubMed document and discussing the areas that are highlighted in this research document. We've also linked this document in the comment section on both YouTube and Facebook, so you can go reference this document for yourself in case you want to do some further research. I am just going to pull out some highlighted areas that actually pertain to this community here and hopefully help you if you are struggling with what it is you're going through with perimenopause or menopause. So I am going to start this discussion today with the conclusion of this article because I think it is absolutely fascinating. We could actually end this broadcast as soon as I finish this conclusion, but we will keep it open for discussion in case you have any questions or comments. So the conclusion of this article, which is referenced or titled "The Role of Therapeutic Fasting in Women's Health," the conclusion is this. A woman encounters various health issues during both pre- and post-menopausal period. This affects their, meaning us, quality of life to a greater extent. Fasting is a non-pharmaceutical intervention practiced since ancient times by various medical disciplines for broad spectrum of diseases. Although the evidence favors its therapeutic efficacy, it is hardly used in the modern era as an intervention tool. It has been restricted as a religious regimen practiced superstitiously than in a scientific way. Fasting, as discussed, as a major role to play in women's health during the various phases of her life. Then they end the conclusion with this. Fasting can be prescribed as a safe medical intervention as well as a lifestyle regimen which can improve women's health in many folds. We should be able to end this discussion right there with that conclusion from this medical publication. Why is it that we need to continue this discussion about how women, especially aging women, can benefit from the lifestyle practices of intermittent fasting? The reason we need to keep having the conversation is because life is difficult, because we have social demands which don't always coincide with the lifestyle aspects of living an intermittent fasting type of way of life. We also have emotional connections to food and socializing with food and drink that run deep for us women. So despite the fact that the evidence is there, whether you research it in medical publications or you hang out in this community here and you read the comments by the women who have adapted this as their lifestyle choice, we have to understand that we need to deal with the social and emotional aspects of what becomes our number one interference. We know the information's there. We're researching it. We know the information is there. We might have even practiced it for a period of time in our life. Why is it that we cannot keep this intermittent fasting and how we like to discuss it here in this community, the keto-like lifestyle, more of a constant in our life? Because we're not working on what's going on up here, and we haven't identified what's holding us back right here, and we're using more of the external factors at play to keep us from living our best life. The conclusion states very clearly that intermittent fasting should be a lifestyle that women are adapting. Yes, it can be done earlier in stages of our life as well, but more predominantly as we go through these aging cycles as a way to relieve ourselves of some of the things that we are frustrated with. I'm going to also address some of the highlighted subject matters that are discussed in this document as well. Fasting in cancer, and how fasting is also being used to help prevent, deal with, and then help stop the recurrence of cancer in women. Fasting and reproductive health, that's one of the, I would say, biggest hate comments that we see on the internet from people who are not in the know about how beneficial fasting can be, is that it is also helping women who are having reproductive struggles. PCOS is a common problem with women today, and is probably one of the number one reasons why women are suffering from infertility issues. And fasting, according to this document of research, is one of the things that is helping women reverse a lot of the problems that they're having with their PCOS. They're also talking and reference specifically in here to fasting and musculoskeletal health issues. We talk about osteoporosis. We have a lot of back pain, rheumatoid arthritis, joint pain, just in general, that we're dealing with as we age. For some women, including myself, I had a season of life where my activities were limited by the pain that I was having to manage on a daily basis. Since I have incorporated an intermittent fasting lifestyle that for me now has stood the test of time, I am running as a 53-year-old woman completely pain-free. I couldn't say that in my 30s. I couldn't even say that in my 40s. My 30s were also a time where I was personally suffering from some infertility issues as well. Is it a coincidence that I had joint pain and infertility issues and water retention issues, and I had major stress incontinence issues as well as a young woman between giving birth to my two children? All of those things are now gone. They're absent from my lifestyle because of the fact that I am living an intermittent fasting lifestyle as the way I live my day in and out. Another area that is discussed in this article that I find so fascinating is fasting and mental health. If you are a woman who is currently suffering from the hormonal changes that are going on in your body as you're entering into those early years of perimenopause, it's a scary place to be if you don't understand what's going on with your body. It's a scary place to be if you go seek help from a medical professional and they leave you feeling like you're in a crazy house. I know that was my experience as well. When I went to go talk to my doctor about some of the things that I was suffering from as I was entering into the stage of perimenopause. And for me, perimenopause came on the heels of me ending my pregnancy and nursing experience with my daughter. I had my daughter at 40. I went from nursing to perimenopause. I had no break in between. So talk about hormonal imbalance. I was in the depths of it. And when I went to go discuss with my doctor what I was feeling and how I was feeling so helpless and I was depressed and all the things that my body was going through, the solution to my situation at that time was a prescription for antidepressants. I wasn't depressed. I was frustrated and I was confused about what my body was going through. And the solution for confusion and being frustrated about some things you're not understanding going on in your body is not a prescription for antidepressants. It should be education. It should be educating us women about what's going on in our body and what we can do to offset those things. And that is exactly why we're here in this community, is to help educate you and help you feel normal as you're going through this transition in life. It's a scary thing to feel crazy when you don't understand what's going on with your body. I seriously thought I was dying at certain phases of my life going through my 40s. And then when I was diagnosed with pre-diabetes, I for sure thought something was seriously wrong with my body, and I didn't think that I was ever going to be able to get my health back. Here I am, 53, totally healthy, probably more healthy in my 50s than I was for a majority of my 40s, when things were so unsure and so unstable with what was going on with my hormones. There's also a whole section in this article as well where they reference fasting and our metabolic health. Metabolic health is another one of those things that we really need to start taking seriously. Things like insulin resistance and hypoglycemia and holding on to that hormonal belly fat, inability to lose weight. Those are not normal conditions that we as women should have to suffer through. We suffer through them because of lifestyle choices that we have made for the majority of our life as women. We need to know that as women today, living in the year 2019, we have options and we have choices. And if we are taking the time to watch YouTube videos and read medical publications, we also need to take it to that next step. The next step is applying what we are learning, implementing the information that we are finding and testing it out to see if it works for us. You can be that serial YouTube watcher. You can be the serial publication reader, but if you're not applying the information and testing it out in your own body, especially when you're living in a state of frustration, especially when you're living in a state of fear, and especially when you're living in a state of you don't know what the hell is going on with your body, you deserve the opportunity to test some things out. Prove articles like this right, and then start sharing that information with the community that you live amongst. I personally searched today fasting and aging women, and I could not find anyone who looked like me. I could not find anyone who fit that demographic. I found really young men who lived in the gym, and I found really young women who were sporting crop tops and booty shorts and bikinis, talking about how they're fasting. Ladies, that's not us. We are in a completely different season of life. This can help us reverse the things that are making us depressed. These practices that are discussed in this article and what we share in this community here and what I teach in my 3-week intermittent fasting course can be enough to help you get through this season of life and feel like you're winning at this game in life. You should not feel like in your late 40s, 50s, 60s, or even 70s, like your life is on the verge of ending. Our goal here is to make sure that we live every single day of our life as aging women, aging successfully. I was reading in a book the other day about how aging is one of the most chronic diseases that we have in our society today. And how sad of a condition are we living in where aging is considered a disease. We should not look at this season of our life as a disease or a downhill spiral. We should look as aging, especially for us women, especially in today's world, as an opportunity for us to blossom and to bloom and to take advantage of everything that life still has to offer us. We can take back our health, and we can take back the quality of life that some of us feel like we are losing with a simple intermittent fasting practice. Remember, oftentimes we get scared of the word fasting because we think of extreme isms. There is nothing that you need to do in extremes to be able to take advantage of healing your body. Everything that you can do starting today to heal your body can be managed within a 24-hour window. You choose a window to fast, and you choose a window to feast consciously, making sure that you're paying attention to the signs and the signals that your body is sending you when you put something into it that it can no longer process, break down, and put to use. It's the unconscious, mindless, emotional, soothing type of eating that we have been conditioned to do as women that is contributing to our slow and agonizing aging process. We do not want to live that way. All you have to do is become conscious about how your body is talking to you, establish a really intimate relationship with your body and yourself, and then understand how food is supposed to be used in your life and use it to your benefit. Fasting for 20 hours in this community is serving us very well. Read the comment section in the live chat. Read the nice comments in the comment section on the YouTube videos, and you will see that women in this community who are really opening up their mind to a new opportunity are seizing that opportunity and turning their life around and really embracing everything that aging should afford us, especially as women. I know there are so many women that I talk to in my consult calls who finally feel like they have an opportunity to pursue their dreams and their passions because they have a new outlook for their life. As 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, and even 70-year-olds. Can you imagine being 70 and feeling like you finally get to live your life's purpose? It's absolutely heartwarming to know that women have an opportunity to do that regardless of what age you are at. Take your health back and you get your life back. Make sure you guys download the article. We put the link in the comment section. Read it for yourself. I'm not going to go through and read everything in this article. I think the conclusion of the article speaks for itself. The part that is so frustrating for me as someone who is trying to teach this and inspire other women is that you're not implementing what we already know to be true. And that is exactly why we have put together the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course. Sometimes you need to be in a community with other women to help you get through the initial stage of a life change. I get that. I needed the same thing. Sometimes you just need a place to hold yourself accountable. That is exactly what we're doing in the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course. If you feel like you're struggling, or maybe this information is hard for you to consider implementing for yourself, or you're questioning if it's going to work for you, jump into our course. Give yourself 3 weeks. This article states very clearly that it takes 4 weeks of implementing intermittent fasting to turn your health around. Well, guess what? You get 4 weeks with us. 3 weeks on our course and 4 weeks on our community. We will get you to the point of healing yourself. I don't heal you. I guide you with information, I guide you with experience, and I guide you with the information that I've gathered on my own personal journey of healing my body, and then I put the power in your hands. You make the conscious decisions about what feels comfortable for you. You create your own authentic life, and then you design a lifestyle that will allow you the opportunity to not become one of the disease-ridden aging women in today's society. We do not want to be classified as that. We want to be the thriving aging women, and we want to set the example for other women to follow, give other women the courage to take their health back into their own hands. And the only way that we can do that is if we take that first step and start right here. If you're scared, I get it. If you're nervous, I get it. If you're unsure, I get that too. Come join us in our course that starts this Saturday. I promise you we will hold you, we will guide you, and we will make sure that you are understood with what it is you're struggling with, and we will get you through to the next 3 weeks, and then the 4th week in our community. By the time Thanksgiving rolls around, you'll be able to walk into your family gatherings a completely new woman with a completely new outlook on how it is your future is unfolding. So take a second to make sure you guys download that article. Please read it. Please know that you are not an anomaly, that you're not going to be the only woman that this doesn't apply to. It applies to all women, regardless of where you live in the country. It applies to all women, regardless what age you are. It applies to all women, regardless of where you are starting from. Time and consistency will get you to the place that you want to be with this. For some, it takes more time than others, and for some of us, it takes more consistency than it's going to take for others. That's okay. That's your body deciding how it's going to heal itself, as long as you're patient and you're listening. So I'm going to go ahead and answer the questions and comments here. I hope this helps you guys. I really don't like to go super scientific here in this community, because in my experience as a coach for over 25 years, I can throw science at you all day. I can throw meal plans at you all day. I can tell you exactly what you need to do. But if your mindset isn't there, or your heart isn't vulnerable enough to accept the fact that you have to incorporate these changes, the science and the meal plans and the perfect diet and all that kind of stuff we know doesn't work. You have to be willing to humble yourself a little bit, give your body a little bit of grace, and then commit to the time and consistency that it's going to take for your body to heal itself. So I hope this article and this discussion will help you with that. Nellie, hello. Donna, hello. Yvonne is here. Good to see you, girlfriend. Joey, I find it easier to not say anything about it. As soon as people hear the words keto and fasting, they assume it's a fad diet. I'm not getting enough carbs, etc. I look and feel younger and healthier since making the change to this lifestyle 4 months ago. Yeah, Joy, for sure. And here's the thing, you know, that's other people's fears, their internal fears that they're projecting out on you. And so I always just say, just kind of do, you know, this and just go about your day. I don't know why it is we feel like when we start doing, creating some sort of lifestyle change for ourselves that's benefiting us, we feel like we need to announce that to others. You know, I think that keeping it private is totally fine. And just, you know, I always say just be very polite about the people around you, and just the no thank you thing really works well. So if people are trying to be really pushy with you about what they're doing and trying to push it on you, look them dead in the eye and say no thank you. And that always sets them off their little uncomfortable insecurities, and they'll go about their own business and won't hassle you too long. So definitely keep doing you, girlfriend. Jody, hello. These are the best years for sure. Amy's here, girlfriend, and we've missed you. Renee, hello. Sue, hello. Donna, hello. Yvonne, remember my before and after diet? I didn't recognize myself. Still off all my asthma and allergy meds. 56 years old. I feel fab. By the way, I'm not keto. I'm plant-based. Yes, you are. Yvonne was always my inspiration to go a little more on the plant-based side of things. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's 56. She was able to get rid of all of her asthma and allergy medications when she started incorporating this lifestyle. She's like a 2017 grad too, so she's been living this lifestyle for quite a while, and she is a perfect role model of how you can change your life and really heal your body if you just start listening to the signs and signals that your body is sending you. So Yvonne, I'm always super proud to have you join in our discussion with us. Amy's here, originally in April 2017 class, and I'm watching from Oregon. I was nervous when I first started this journey. I could not wrap my head around not eating for a certain period of time, but I took a chance on trusting the process, and I found myself comfortable in being hungry. I have been doing IF for 2.5 years now, and I will be doing IF for life. Yes, and she's my cousin, and y'all, I barely recognize her. Like, that's how much she's changed. She's absolutely killing her workouts, living her best life. And I remember having the phone conversations with my cousin Amy before she started this lifestyle. She was nervous, but she trusted the process, and she implemented the 3 weeks in the course, and look at her now, 2.5 years later, she's still thriving. So that is awesome. And then Yvonne, you're so welcome, girlfriend. You are definitely a role model, and definitely a good example of what a very fit and muscular plant-based woman can definitely look like. So you're killing it, girl, and always an inspiration for sure. Okay, let me come on over here to YouTube and see who we got over here. Danny, Diane, and Michael, always great to catch you live. October 2018 grad. Michael's in the corner monitoring YouTube comments. Anna, love that I'm catching you live, and what a great topic. Yeah, for sure. It's so inspiring. It's so energizing to me. I believe it. I don't need to read a publication. I feel like I am walking my talk for sure, have totally reversed all the things that were ailing me as an aging woman, and am super, like, I never hesitate to say how old I am these days. And when I was in my 40s, like, I would never ever say how old I was. So it is super fun to live in the moment of your life and really appreciate all the blessings that we have as aging women. And I feel like my 50s have, by far, only 3 years in, have been my best decade so far, and I am excited about all the years to come. And I never thought I would feel that way in my 50s. So it gets better with time, trust me. Brenda, new to all of this, age 47, postmenopausal. Brenda, this is all a super great way to live your life. So if you haven't already done so, you should jump into our November course. We would love to have you. Dinah, September 2019 grad, experiencing amazing results, fasting 24. Yes, Susie, June 2019 grad. Love everything I've learned from you. You don't tell me what to eat. You expect us to figure it out through research and trial and error. I'm IFing 18 hours and eating keto-ish. Feeling great. Love to hear it. Susie, thanks for jumping on. Shirley, thank you for keeping the conversation about fasting alive. Fasting focused lifestyle is key. Yes, it is. Millicent, October 2019 grad, loving this lifestyle. You are so welcome, girlfriend. She's a recent grad. So love having you on with us as well. And then thank you for discussing mental health connections. Yeah, for sure. I was a hot mess for a while. And I'm sure it was all part of just never having an opportunity to recover from, you know, I always said I went from lactation to menopause with no pause in between. And that's hard. I mean, it's hard enough to recover from pregnancy hormones and then nursing hormones and then go into, you know, the total change. I never got back what I was feeling before I got pregnant. And so that's a serious thing. And depression is a real thing, and being scared about where your life is going is a real thing. And I think that we need to be more sensitive to that. There are a lot of really angry, bitter women walking around in the world, and I don't understand why that's the case. Like, we have so much to look forward to, and life is such a great blessing that we really need to start thinking about those things and stop being so vindictive and so nasty to each other, and really embrace each other and pull ourselves into a community where we can be authentic and really live our true selves and be open and honest and know that we're going to get some great feedback and some caring feedback for sure. So we will always keep that communication open here for sure. Debbie, love all the information you're sharing. Thanks so much. Devon, I always look forward to your weekly preparations. They keep me so inspired as I go through my week. So helpful as I continue to work on my boundaries and make this lifestyle my own. Yep, it's always a work in progress for sure. Amani, you are helping me a lot. Fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. Black Bear, why do I pee so much at night? I don't know, but there's worse things that could be going on. 47 and perimenopausal. Amani, yeah. So you want to get ahead of it before you go through that full transition for sure. If you can catch all of this in the perimenopausal phases, then the actual menopause is so much easier. Brenda from July 2019 grad, I'm still getting hot flashes. Does it take a long time for them to stop, or is it just I'm still healing? I would say it's a process of balancing things out. So if you're still getting hot flashes, I would really look at what you're doing in your feasting window. It's definitely not what you're doing in your fasting window, and you might need to supplement with some more electrolytes, maybe a little bit more magnesium, and see if that helps for sure. Shelly, September grad, midlife, and F3 classes now. Probably should not have taken on both simultaneously. That's okay. They're there for you to go back and reference anytime you need them. Trying to hang in there. A bit of a struggle to apply everything along with Peri memo crap. Okay, so Shelly, do this. Do the mindset shift course first, and then do the F3 after, because the mindset shift course will help you take in the information in the F3 course. So I would say that would be the best order to do that in for sure. And the courses aren't going anywhere. You have them for life. So slow it down. Don't be in such a rush. Take one step at a time. Lori, June 2019 grad. It's sad that the family members I want to encourage to do this lifestyle, they make excuses and say, I have lost too much weight. I feel great. Yeah. Lost too much weight by whose standards? I got that pretty much my whole life as well. And I say, if you feel good about you, that's all that matters. Don't worry about anybody else's opinion of you. Lori, 2019 grad, already did that one. Jan, I work night shifts every other night and have been doing IF for 20 hours fasting, 4 hours feasting for 4 weeks now with little weight loss. I'm in menopause and wondered if working nights had any effect or on not of losing weight. Yes and no. And sometimes, you know, it's what you're doing in your feast. So make sure you're feasting honestly. And it takes a while for your body to heal. I didn't lose weight for a really long time. I had a lot of things going on with my body that I needed to heal. Diabetic state 1. I needed to reverse all those insulin resistant backup problems that I had with my insulin production. I had all kinds of stuff going on. Weight was the last thing. So if you stop focusing on the weight and start focusing on the healing, before you know it, that weight will just drop off and you probably won't even notice. So focus on healing for sure. Michael, hello to you too. You are appreciated behind the scenes, and I like your input on Fridays with Diane. Yeah, we'll be talking on Friday together. So thanks for saying that about Michael, because I couldn't do this without him for sure. Flow Fitness, what advice would you lend to women who can't get cut through the abs? Is this the same advice? I've heard you teach that it's what you do in your feast window. I appreciate all you do. Yeah, so first of all, like what you want to understand about abs are like they're a muscle just like any other muscle, and you have to work the muscle to build it up. I can have flat abs and not cut abs, so it all just depends on what you're looking for. But if you're looking for six-pack type abs, it's also a muscle definition in genetics. So I cannot get six-pack abs. My obliques always get really defined, so I get sort of that kind of parentheses look in my abs is what I call it. And my abs are really fat, they're flat, they're really, the skin's really tight, and I can get this look. I can never get the washboard abs. I don't think it's in my genetics. And I've been very, very thin before, still don't get that look. So you have to go back to, have you ever had washboard abs before? If you have, then you might be able to get them back, but it is discipline in the kitchen for sure. It will definitely be what you are feasting on, and then you have to figure out what kind of feasting does your metabolism respond to the best. You can't go off what other people are doing necessarily who look like you, because their metabolism and genetics might be different. So that's where you have to trial and error for sure, and then understand that your abs are a muscle that have to be worked, and if you're not working them to produce a certain look, you might not get it either. So there's a lot of factors that fall into place for sure. Rebecca, I just found you yesterday and your videos are already useful. Well, thank you so much for jumping in with us. Always appreciate new members here. CW, I agree. I definitely can't share with any folks who remain negative. This is my new favorite YouTube channel. You're most encouraging. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, there's a lot of negativity. Hey, there's a lot of negativity that comes in here too. So what you really have to do is shut off anything that's not serving you and stick to what you know is true and best for you. Laura, about your class months ago, but didn't stick to it. I'm on and off. Why are you sorry? Don't be sorry to me. You should be sorry to you for sure. And know that your class is still there for you. Just log back in. Start with day one and go through the lessons and start building the discipline around this lifestyle. You will not regret it for sure. CW, I forgot to ask, and my advice on the bariatric community is to ask any advice for the bariatric community is appreciated. What do you need to know for sure, CW? And then Laura, can I undereat during my feasting window? I'm just never hungry, but worried that I'm not getting enough nutrients. Thank you for your great advice. The main
gastric sleeve thing.
Oh. Do you need? Oh, did you have the gastric sleeve or some sort of what's the other term for that? There's another gastric bypass surgery if you've had that. The biggest thing with that is just making sure that you're absorbing the right nutrients for that, if that's what you're asking about. And then Laura, let me go to back about fear of not getting the right nutrients. So I always find it fascinating, and I did this in the very beginning too, until I kind of created a new mindset around it. Nutrients are the thing that you have them stored in your body, so fasting is the best way to pull from stored nutrients for sure. Electrolytes are the most important thing to really make sure you're getting enough of when you're in a fasted state. So your magnesium, calcium, potassium, sodium being the number one. And then you want to make sure that when you are feasting, you're feasting on nutrient dense foods. So if your true fear is you're not getting the right nutrients, then you have no room for error as far as nutrient density. Making sure, you know, organic fresh vegetables are going to be your primary source for sure, getting lots of fats. And then if you are consuming any kind of animal protein, making sure it's the highest quality animal protein, grass-fed, grass-finished. If you're doing all that, you should be fine. If you're not hungry, that's your body's signal to you that you're satiated, which means you're probably pulling from a lot of those trapped nutrients and stored nutrients that we were just talking about. And there's probably a pretty decent amount of autophagy going on. So go with the flow. As long as you're feeling great, there's no reason to question it. Your body will let you know if you're not getting enough for sure. Okay, and then I think that was it over there. We'll see if we have any other comments over here on Facebook. Jeanette, looking forward to the class on Saturday. I'm looking forward to it too. It's super fun to do these courses around the holidays because it does give you an opportunity to enter into a holiday season with confidence. It does allow you to enter into the holiday season not being fearful that you are going to be, do the same old thing you've done every holiday season. You can fast long and feast well. Making sure that, I always say create some new traditions around the holidays too. Just because 3 grandmothers ago did a certain thing doesn't mean that you necessarily have to do that same thing in your holiday now. Times have changed. So don't be afraid to offer in a new dish for the holidays or implement a new way of celebrating. We fast all day on Thanksgiving and then we feast well Thanksgiving and then we're done. The holiday is over. We don't carry it off into several days. And so we'll talk about that a little bit in our November course as well. Changing lifestyle. What's the longest fast you've ever done? 40, 50 something. I think I pretty close to 3 days, I think it was. I fasted really long when I was doing my colonoscopy prep because I had the mindset around I wanted my colonoscopy experience to be easy on me. And when I got the protocol for what I was supposed to have for my colonoscopy prep, it was stupid. Like to eat popsicles and fruit juice and I don't know what, something else. I don't know. It was a sugar high that I thought was just stupid. Like there's no other way to describe how I felt when I read what I was allowed to eat to prep. Like it's agonizing to eat nothing but sugar in preparation for a colonoscopy. I don't know why. And so when I read that, I was like, it's easier to just fast. So my longest fast was definitely for my colonoscopy prep. I have videos about that. I shared that experience, and my colonoscopy was a piece of cake. So it was probably about 3 days. And we are actually, Michael and I are gearing up our calendar for next year. We actually are going to, calendar out our fast for next year. If you're in my midlife mindset shift course, you're going to get an annual fasting calendar as well. And I'm going to be calendaring a 3-day water fast once every quarter. And I'm really going to sink my feet into this lifestyle to the next level. Every year that I do this, I go deeper and deeper and deeper into the fasting aspect of it and let go of so many of those emotional hangups that I've had with food. And so that's why I always like to encourage time and consistency with this lifestyle as well. It just gets better the more confident you get. So I would say probably 3 days, and that's enough. Amy, Amy is talking to Yvonne. You guys, we have so many great connections that women have made in this community, which is what I love too. Lifelong friendships and familiar faces keep coming back into this community, and that is an amazing thing as well, to bring women of different age groups, different backgrounds, different cultures, different countries coming together and ending up becoming really good friends because they have created this amazing lifestyle that we can all relate to and really encourage and help each other with. So that is very nice to see you guys chatting with each other. Donna, can you always go back and review? My 2017 courses are still there. They should be. And Donna, if they're not, let me know and we'll just put you in the new one, the new version. So you guys all have lifetime access to your course content. I say go back and review it. And actually, the 2017 is so outdated. Just email me and I'll give you access to the 2019 course. Not a problem at all. And I would say go through it for sure. Yvonne, I do a water fast every quarter as well. Yeah, for sure. That is an awesome idea for a fasting plan for the year. Yeah, Amy, you're in my midlife mindset shift course. You'll get the calendar tomorrow. And it's literally just kind of calendaring out how you can see a whole year of what you've been able to do and accomplish through fasting. And I'm super excited to be able to work on that for next year for us as well. Changing lifestyle. I am 30 years of age and I fast every now and then. Yeah, so I would say at 30 years, you're going to be ahead of the game if you really start implementing this lifestyle now for yourself. The more you fast, the better you'll feel. That's just the way it's working out. Food is really that thing that has put a big burden on a lot of us. And so I say, if you can free yourself of needing food as much as society tells us that we need to have, then you're going to just be ahead of the game for sure. Not that we're creating food phobics. We definitely aren't food phobic at all. We're food conscious people, which I think is an amazing way to live. And then just being very educated about some of the chemical reactions that our body has when we put certain things in it is very enlightening as well. So a lot of women who have taken our course, who have come into it with past incidences or difficulties with food in some eating disorders have come back to say that this has really freed them from that, where in the past there have been a lot of hesitation for women who've had past eating disorders incorporating something like intermittent fasting. But I think when you are left to make decisions for yourself and educate yourself, that actually gives you a sense of empowerment, which can also lead to healing as well. I would say that there's 3 levels of healing when you start incorporating intermittent fasting. It's mental, emotional, and the third is the physical. So make sure that you are paying attention to all 3 aspects of healing for sure. Sherilyn from the Philippines, thanks for your videos. You're such a great inspiration. Sherilyn, thank you for jumping on from the Philippines. That's awesome. I love our international community as well. So we are going to go. Make sure you are all hands on deck if you are ready to jump in with us. November 2nd, that is this Saturday. You will be joining our November 2nd course. We'll be taking you all the way up through the holidays in November. And you'll be with a great group of women. We're super excited about the women who've jumped in already. It's not too late to join us. Registration is open till Friday at noon Central Standard Time, I believe it is. So you can still jump in. If you're on our email list, don't worry. We will email you about registration closing over the next couple of days. So if you haven't already done so, get on our email list and we will make sure that you have all the information that you need to join us. Thank you to everyone who jumped on today. I'm super excited to always share in black and white the proof that we always talk about here just from our own personal experiences, but I know sometimes women need more than just our personal experiences of the community here who is sharing. And if you can actually see it documented in a publication, then I guess that's the confidence that you need to go ahead and change some things that you're not happy with. I always say the best way to age is successfully, and we are definitely doing our part to make sure that we can help as many women do that here in this community.
If you're not getting our emails, opt back in.
Okay, and Michael said if you're not getting our emails, because we've heard from some people that they're not, we send out a feasting idea every Friday. So make sure you get on our email list for sure. Just opt back in and see if we can get you back in the stream of our emails as well. And as always, if you have any problem getting anything from our end that you're expecting to get from us, just email me and I'll make sure I'll do some research to help get you back dialed in. Thanks so much for jumping on with us today, you guys. Fast long, feast well, and train smart. I'll see you guys on Friday with Michael for our community discussion.